It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I even got my Mr. Rogers shoes on, see? Probably something a lot of kids miss out on today. I mean, they got Daniel Tiger's neighborhood. It ain't Mr. Rogers. I think we need a world full of Mr. Rogers. If I was on schedule, I'd just now be pulling in, getting unloaded and reloaded, and heading up the road. But here we are, loaded, unloaded, and reloaded last night. So we're ahead of schedule. We're gonna scatter up that way, I guess, after we take the trash out. Got a fairly easy load on. Love a nice clean truck. Wish we'd keep it clean. I suppose we just got done getting fuel. Got plenty of time to kill. Pull around here and back her into a spot and go in and wash the stink off, is what Grandpa used to say. You get the stink off, boy. Got me a cicada. I ain't very good at this messing around stuff. We done got unloaded. Pulled over in our parking spot out here on the street. Calling it a day. Get up in the morning, go get loaded. Start south, maybe get loaded again tomorrow. Go home. How about it? You know, growing up, grew up kind of a poor area, lead belt of Missouri. I guess the lead belt of the world. I used to get excited over seeing Corvettes and, you know, occasionally go to St. Louis. We'd see, you know, might see a Porsche, or I seen a couple Ferraris up there one time. And I got older and started seeing Lamborghinis and things. Got all excited over it. I never seen people go, you know, out of their way. Oh, hey, this guy lives over on this block. He's got a Lamborghini. Let's go over and see him. Or people crashing to look at one. But these cyber trucks that Tesla come out with, that's a whole new sideshow right there. People drive miles, 2 counties away, to try to find a guy with the cyber truck. These cyber trucks all over Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat. Everybody sees a cyber truck, they go they get the fun challenge of backing into the door. You gotta go in door 3, which is the second gate back, but got a vehicle coming down the road and a 6-wheeler sitting across the street from where I got to turn. Hopefully he'll get going here in a second, because I don't know that I can make the swing into there. Alright, get him out of the way. Come on, dude, get going. Grab a gear, go. Letting you out of my way. This clown's gonna back up right in my way. Come on, dude. Come on, guy. I can't back up with you sitting there. Ooh, broke it right off. Knock on wood. Outside of having to wait a few minutes to get loaded and breaking my winch bar. We've been going pretty smooth. And I'm gonna tell you, some of these drivers out here don't belong behind the wheel of a truck. Cut and dry. We'll lead into a story time, but I'm gonna leave it there. I get parked. I can make eye contact with you. Hey, buddy. He don't have a clue who I am, but he's gonna wonder who I am for the rest of the day. So, earlier I was heading down the old Interstate 57, rolling south in between Mount Vernon and Marion, Illinois. There you got a big construction zone right there. Typically a well-protected construction zone, if you know what I mean. And in this construction zone, if you're not familiar with it, they have signs up coming in, signs up all through, saying all trucks use the left lane. So coming into this construction zone, I'm actually passing a truck coming into the construction zone. I'm also following traffic. So I get past the truck that I'm going past. As I'm passing him, I see a white Cascadia tailgating me. I don't think anything of it. Nothing uncommon. White Cascadia tailgating you. But then I barely get clear of the guy, and I hear on the radio, "Hey, flatbed, you mind let me by you?" I key up. I tell him, "Go around me on the right. Sign says all trucks use left lane. And it's a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. We're already going over speed limit. Pass me on the right if it's what you need to do." Now, I'm trying to be patient with this joker. You know, maybe he didn't see the sign. I don't know. But he comes up beside me. I see on the door, it says Max Trans LLC on it, on the side of his truck. Trailer comes by, it says Max Trans LLC. And while he's coming up on me, he's mouthing on the CB, "I wasn't talking to you, blah, blah, blah. I was talking to this flatbed." "Well, bud, you're talking to the flatbed." "Oh, why can't we all just be nice to each other?" "Bud, I was being nice to him. But for whatever reason, he couldn't take a simple, hey, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm in the left lane. Go around me on the right. That's on you." Obviously, me telling him I wasn't gonna move out of his way got under his skin. Long story short, this Max Trans driver was probably running a good 15, 20 mile an hour over the speed limit through the construction zone. He would have been speeding in the 70 mile an hour zone, I guarantee you. I wish I would have got his phone, or his truck number and his trailer number, and called in and reported him. With him going off on the CB like he was. He tried twisting what I said, you know, trying to make me, call me racist. Then he tried pulling in politics. All to try to cut, the only thing I come up with is just trying to cover himself from looking like an idiot. This isn't the first time I've had issues with with that company's drivers in this specific construction zone. They're really good about being in that right lane. They're really good about either going really fast or really slow. But ultimately, this is a driver representing not only Max Trans company, but our industry as a whole. Out of curiosity, I kind of looked them up. They're out of Humboldt, Tennessee. They have close to 300 drivers, about 250 trucks. I don't know how many trailers they have, but I see their trailers all over. They have owner-operators and company drivers. This guy was making claims to be an owner-operator. By the markings on the truck, I don't believe it. And by his mentality, I don't believe it. But he was willing to bet $10,000 that he was a company driver, or that he's an owner-operator. Matter of fact, not just the owner-operator, owner of the company. I'm going to tell you, when we're going up down these highways, the ultimate goal is to get from point A to point B, safe and sound, not wrecking our trucks, not getting tickets. I'm going to say, this guy isn't a good representation of himself. Why? Because one, there was no reason for an altercation on a CB. There really wasn't. He could have said, okay, and just went about his day. But instead, he had to start cussing, ranting, and raving like a fool. Then he has to try to bring race into the subject, which I never said anything racist. I said, I don't have the backing that you people have, meaning you larger companies. Because we're just a small 3-truck, family ran and operated company. I wasn't lying. I'm not getting out of that left lane, moving over the right lane, risk getting a ticket. You want a ticket? Go for it yourself. Your company can back you up better than my company can. But when I say he's not representing himself very well, instead of having an intelligent disagreement over a CB, he tries swinging race into it. He turns around and then he tries throwing politics, like politics is going to change your stupidity. This old boy was bragging about having $10,000 in a briefcase because he wanted me to tell him where I was stopping at so he could bring it out, and he was going to bet me $10,000 that he could prove he had ownership of his truck and trailer and the company. As I said, I did a little research. I find that he ain't the owner of the company. Not even a chance. But what I'm going to say is he was bragging about having $10,000 in his truck. Bragging on a CB radio about having $10,000 in his truck. Not very smart. I'd like to know where he went. I might have $10,000. Because I can tell you, I can get in a Cascadia really quick without a key. Long story short, he made himself look like an idiot on the CB. He's probably still ranting and raving whichever direction he went, because I told him, go pass me on the right. I don't care. This guy don't have any reason to be in the trucking industry. Not only is he an unsafe driver, but going down the road trying to instigate crap on the CB, you know, we're out here trying to do a job, trying to get from point A to point B. I might, you know, he instigates that crap with somebody else. They might go ahead and just tell him, go ahead and pull over where you're at, old boy. Times are different. After all the stuff like with Ferguson up in St. Louis and all these different rights and stuff, there's a lot of truck drivers that carry. And, you know, telling somebody you're going to pull over the side of the road and whoop them, well, anymore it seems like I'm reading more and more articles of instances like that ending with bullet casings on the ground and somebody dead. He works for a guy, he gets shot on the side of the road, left in chalk. Go find somebody else, drive his truck, go about business. Simple as that. There's no room for that stupidity out here. All I would have to do is, I know my truck can outrun theirs, grab gear, stay right on his tail and follow him wherever he went. But I'm not that type. it make me a coward? No, it means I'm using my head. Now, if anybody from Max Trans that works in the up front office, you know, safety department or something like that, sees this video, take this to heart. You guys need to watch your drivers. I'm sure you guys got GPS monitoring on your trucks, owner-operators included, if this guy was truly an owner-op. I mean, it said Max Trans on the side of the truck. You guys need to take the time and monitor your drivers going through this construction zone in between Mount Vernon and Marion, Illinois on I-57. I don't go through there a lot, but I go through there enough to say that every time I do go through there, at least one of their drivers is doing something stupid. Whether they're driving in the right lane when they're supposed to be in the left lane, speeding through there. I might also add, you know, for the Max Trans people, if you're putting your drivers on this tight of a schedule that they got to drive 20, 30 mile an hour, you know, 10, 20, 30 mile an hour over speed limit through a construction zone to meet their deadlines, then you guys need to be held accountable for your actions. Your safety department would suck if that's the case. Just being honest. A lot of these drivers don't have the mentality to say, I can't do that. Or I'm gonna run a little behind because there's construction zone, traffic, blah, blah, blah. I think dispatch departments need to be held accountable too in that instance. Safety department, look into your dispatchers and look into your drivers. Because if they got to push that hard to get from point A to point B, then something ain't going right there. Brand new shiny winch bar, how about it? Well, I guess we're going to head home. Finally got loaded, getting hot out. Cool down the air conditioning for a minute. Hopefully not deal with anybody we dealt with like we dealt with yesterday. You know, in instances like that, yeah, I'm an instigator. I'll be the first to tell you, I'm okay with instigating, I'm okay with arguing back and forth with somebody. But as a Christian, it is hard to stoop down to somebody's level where you're cussing and ranting and raving and all that fun stuff. And you know, you gotta try to throw everything you could at the book to get me riled up. At the beginning of the video, you know, I made a reference to Mr. Rogers, and no specific reason, just something been on my mind. And it's crazy, you know, the chain of events that happened. And you know, really there's a lot that can be learned from Mr. Rogers. And you know, one of them is being good to one another. But I guess in today's society, I guess it's a common practice, you know, it seems like you see it all the time where people almost go out of their way to try to bully people into making themselves look like a victim. You know, they try to push someone until they snap. And, you know, in the long run, then they, you know, when the person snaps, and you know, they're going to get part of the story to where that person looks like a victim. You're not going to get the full story where they just kept poking the bear until, you know, eventually the bear come unglued. And even then, you know, the things might not get said in a, you know, things probably don't get said in a manner that they mean to say it in. But things get twisted to make it sound like that's what they were meaning. To try to make one person look bad. Well, they shouldn't do that. they shouldn't do that. Well, you know what? Don't poke the bear. Well, we have made it back. We survived another week of trucking. We'll be heading back to Chicago Monday morning. Yippee-ki-yay. I don't know what we're going to do yet for sure next week. Once we get up there, I'm sure we'll get a load back this way somewhere and go from there. But, you know, out this weekend, try to be neighborly with somebody, a friendly neighbor, not your typical feuding neighbors like the Hatfields and McCoys. Try to be a Mr. Rogers neighbor to somebody. Say hi to a stranger. Sound good? Sounds good. Y'all stay safe out there. God bless you, and be good to one each other, would you?